Hi there, I'm Russ, and welcome to this section on authentication and authorization. In this section, we're going to cover some tips for identity and access management, multi-factor authentication, how to secure your identity structure, single sign-on, hybrid identity, and business-to-business integration. The first thing we're going to talk about are some tips for identity and access management. We're going to start with why is identity and access management important? Well, in a cloud-focused architecture, a large portion of your security footprint is going to be based around identity and access management. And as we implement more shared services that are accessed across the internet or multiple provider networks, we find that traditional security measures are going to become less effective. So let's take a look at some things we can do to shore up those defenses. First, single enterprise directories. So you'd like to establish a single directory for your identity management. That means, one port of authority, one single domain, that sort of thing. At the very least, for your security and IT people, you really don't want to have multiple Active Directory domains to support and have to worry about security through both of them. So certainly at the very least, you want your highest level users to be in a single enterprise directory. Next, you want to synchronize your identity systems. That means if you have an on-premise Active Directory and cloud Active Directory, use Azure AD Connect, sync them up. Make sure that they're both talking to each other. But do not, if you synchronize those identity systems, don't have your admin accounts that are located in your on-prem AD given access to your cloud services. High privileged accounts don't sync by default on Azure AD Connect, and that is on purpose. You want your high access accounts to be located in cloud and not strictly on-prem. Next will be blocking legacy authentication. You want to use conditional access to block legacy type protocols, and you want to make sure that any older login protocols are disabled for any internet-facing services. Anything facing the internet is going to be subject to any number of attempts to break it, and older authentication protocols are easily broken. To help with that, you want to use modern password protections. You don't rely on the old simple mix of special characters and numbers for a password. You want to make sure that you put in place multi-factor authentication practices and stronger password rules. And lastly, we want to use cross-platform credential management. This means that Azure Active Directory can be used to authenticate against your Windows logins, your Linux, Azure logins, Office 365, and even Amazon and Google services. And of course, a lot of third-party off-the-shelf software is going to authenticate with Kerberos or LDAP. And you want to make sure that you can keep that credential in, again, the same enterprise directory, and Azure AD will help let you do that. All right, so that's it for some quick tips. Let's move on to the next video. We'll see you there.